All right, so we've made it to workout number 5. And remember guys, these workouts we've listed go in a progressive order. So if you do workouts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in order, they're just gonna help build on each other. It's just to kind of help get you inoculated back into the whole fitness routine and the fitness thing so that we can learn how to really master our midline and really control our bodies through some of the basic stuff, right? You can go and, burn yourself out on any old workout that you find on Pinterest, but really to get the most bang for your buck and to keep yourself away from injury, you've got to cover the basics. And we're gonna go over a lot of those basics in this workout. So I know I said everything goes in a progressive order, but honestly, if you did workout 5 first, you wouldn't be doing yourself any disservice, okay? So I'll tell you what the workout is. We have 5 rounds, 15 good mornings, 1 minute arm circles, and 30 seconds each side bird dogs. So 2 of these are going to focus on very, very small muscles, but they have very big roles to play when it comes to keeping our body away from energy. The good morning is very much like the RDL. As a matter of fact, it's the exact same movement. The only difference is where you're holding your PVC pipe, your weight, if you get to that. And that's really the only difference is where you're holding the bar, okay? So an RDL is just right here. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is our helpful helper today. Very helpful. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start right here. This is an RDL, okay? Shoulder blades back and down. We've done this on workout 2, I think it was. So push the hips back, stand back up the top, right? This is your basic hip hinge. It is imperative that you know how to hip hinge because a lot of the movements that we do, including squats and lunges, involve being able to do a hip hinge well. A lunge, you don't necessarily go into the same hip hinge position, but you have to have the same amount of control over your hips to make sure it stays out of your knees. Okay, so hip hinge is paramount. Now a good morning, here's the difference between an RDL and a good morning. Now it's a good morning. So on a good morning, you can do a straight-legged good morning, and if you're watching my knees, I'm just pushing my hips back, and then I come back up to the top. Or I can just do a regular good morning where I push my knees back and my knees stay relaxed. That's the only difference. A straight leg, I'm not gonna be able to come as far down because my hamstrings are a lot tighter, and a lot of the times what'll happen is my lower back isn't super mobile. I know a lot of people can sit there with a very flat back and they can come down very, very low. This is about where I stop. Any lower, watch my lower back, and now I start bending at my lower back, and I don't wanna do that. Okay. Once you start bending at your lower back, you start putting a lot of pressure on those vertebrae, and we do not want that to happen. So, there's a couple things you can do to make sure that you do not do these the wrong way. So I got my startup stances right here, okay? Now I'm gonna grab the ground with my feet, and I'll zoom in on that here in just a little bit. I'm gonna grab the ground with my feet, and I'm going to keep everything nice and tight. Matter of fact, we'll zoom in on it right now. Okay, so when I'm grabbing the ground with my foot, what I mean is I don't really have a flat foot, but I don't have a high arch either. So the arch of my foot right here, what I want to do is when I'm grabbing the ground with my foot, I want that to look like this, okay? I'm basically trying to press the ball of my foot into the floor, my heel should stay on the ground, and I should have this arch right here. Like I said, I don't have a super high arch, and this is my left side, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to make this happen because this is my weaker side. But you can see that I'm trying to get this arch to raise up. So this is what ought to be happening whenever I'm grabbing the ground with my foot. I'm trying to create this false arch. I believe in yoga they call it the short foot, right? So this is just getting my foot ready, and what will happen is as I do this with my foot, everything else upstream as far as the muscles are concerned are going to really just be more engaged, okay? So now from the front, what that looks like is from right here, it's my foot not doing anything. If I grab the ground with my foot, kind of makes that false arch right there, okay? Let me show you with both sides. So this is nothing, just me kind of standing regular. This is me grabbing the ground with my feet, okay? You can see I have this arch now, this false arch under in the middle of my foot. I'm grabbing the ground with my feet, and I'm just making sure that I don't fall off this imaginary tree that I'm grabbing onto, okay? So now from this angle right here, this is my right side. Everything is kind of flat, nothing super crazy. I grab the ground with my foot, and you can see what happens. That arch comes up. I'm grabbing the ground with my foot, but I'm not over-rotating like this. I'm not gonna grab the ground and over-rotate like that, you know what I mean? I still, because that's gonna hurt my knee. I'm just gonna make sure that I grab the ground, Make all those good things happen, right? That's all I'm doing. Same thing on my left side. I'm just gonna grab the ground, make everything happen. Whoops, I'm a little bit lopsided. So grab the ground, keep everything nice and tight. Okay, so that's how I take care of my feet. Now, as I'm going about this good morning, I'm gonna show you from a couple different angles. This is the first angle right here. I'm just gonna grab the ground with my feet and I'm going to pull this bar down. Now I'm using a PVC pipe. You may be using something that isn't gonna bend like this. That's fine. The idea is the same. Pull that bar down, and what you're gonna do, grab the ground with your feet, you're gonna push your hips back, squeeze your butt cheeks. You're gonna push your hips back, you're gonna squeeze your butt cheeks. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Now that's my good morning. I'm gonna show you from this angle so you can see what I'm doing here. Grab the ground with my feet, pull that bar down. I'm gonna push my hips back, squeeze my glutes. I'm gonna push my hips back, I'm gonna squeeze my glutes. So that is the good morning. Now, you wanna make sure that you're doing that very, very well. On the RDL video in workout number 2, what we did was we put this PVC pipe right here. Same thing, guys. You wanna make sure that you are bending from your hip and not bending from your lower back. If you're bending from your lower back, it's gonna hurt your lower back, right? So make sure that you are keeping that bar on your back, you're pulling it down, keeping your abs and your glutes tight, and we're gonna get our lats on fire. That's where this comes in handy. That is our lats, just being engaged and being on fire, okay? So that is the good mornings. Now, the arm circles, I don't know if I'm in view to where you can see this, so I'm just gonna do them right here. So the arm circles, you can do it standing, you can do it sitting, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna suck my belly button in, I'm gonna keep my shoulder blades back and down. Hey, Remy. And what you're gonna do is you're going to hold your hands out like this, pull the shoulder blades back and down, and you're gonna do some baby circles. Now here's the thing, as you're doing this, you wanna make sure that you're pulling your shoulders down towards the floor the entire time you do this, okay? So I'm just gonna do baby circles just like this. Thank you. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna slowly start making those circles get a little bit bigger, still pulling my shoulder blades back and down, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go 30 seconds forward, and then I'm gonna get them as big as I can. And then what I'm gonna do, thank you, go on, is I'm gonna pull my shoulder blades back and down and go 30 seconds in the opposite direction, just making them a little bit bigger each time I go. But I'm not gonna go so fast that I just start kind of flailing them around like this, because what that's gonna do is just you're not really going through the motion, you're just going through the motions, you're not controlling it. So pull the shoulders down, control that motion, right? We're trying to make our shoulders a lot stronger. Quantity is not super important on this one, quality is. Now, from the back, or from the side, if I'm going after that, I got 30 seconds here, abs tight, glutes tight. If I'm just kind of going through the motions, I'm just gonna kind of do this. Now you can see I'm kind of rocking all over the place, my shoulders are going over the place, whatever. It's not really doing any good, right? Keep everything backing down. Little bitty baby circles. I'm still pulling those shoulders back down towards my butt. I'm just gonna get a little bit bigger each time. Then here's another little tidbit that'll help you out. Spread these fingers out as wide as you can and flex your hand towards your face, Iron Man style, the entire time. What that's gonna do is it's gonna help stretch a few things out. You might feel it in your fingertips when you do that. It's okay. So that is the arm circles. You're just gonna start waving your circles. Now, these bird dogs. These are the real deal. If you want to make sure that you are teaching your body to work well together as far as your glutes, your abs, and your lats are concerned, this is the exercise to do. Now, again, this is one of those exercises that if you burn through it real fast, you're not going to get anything out of it. Okay, so bird dogs. Here's what we're going to do. Start right here, hands underneath my shoulders, knees underneath my hips. All right? So I'm going to start off, I'm going to shoot my left leg out. Let me scoot forward just a little bit. I'm going to shoot my left leg out and I'm going to bring my right hand forward, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze my butt as hard as I can and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades as hard as I can. Now note, my fist and my heel are not above my shoulders or my hips. The reason for that is because when these glutes are in full contraction, they're not going to go as high as you think. I can obviously get my leg up a little bit higher, but it comes at the expense, watch my lower back, at my lower back. That is now a break in the midline. And if I break doing something simple like a bird dog, it's gonna break when I do something more complex like a lunge or a squat or a shoulder press or a push-up or something where the weight of the movement is gonna end up in my lower back, especially once we start to progress towards weighted movements. So you gotta make sure you do this well with no weights before you start adding any resistance, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold each side for 30 seconds. Now, a couple of the finer things on these bird dogs is as you're going about it, you might also have noticed my toe is flexed up towards my face the entire time. It's called dorsiflexion. I want to flex it up towards my face the whole time. Now, I got thumbs up, 7 up, and I'm trying to pull my shoulder back down towards my butt the entire time, okay? I'm going to try to just squeeze everything as hard as I can. Also, you don't want to let your head droop like this. Pick it up. Okay, so I'm going to hold that side for 30 seconds. I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to grab the floor with my hand that's supporting me. I'm going to slide this leg out, bring this hand forward, head neutral. I'm going to squeeze my butt cheek. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blade. I'm going to hang out right here, just trying to keep everything nice and tight, nice and stable. Okay? Now, when you're doing that, you don't want to be really narrow because that's going to cause a lot of problems as far as your balance is concerned. You're going to end up playing more of a balance game than anything else. Just nice shoulder width and hip width apart. Nothing crazy, don't make it complicated. Just right there. Shoulder width back and down. Slide that leg out, slide this arm forward, bring it up like that, okay? And I'm just going to hold it there for 30 seconds, okay? Now, if you're going to be intentional with that, you've got to suck your belly button in, squeeze the butt cheeks, pull your shoulder blades back and down, okay? The same way we were pulling our shoulders down on the arm circles, we're gonna do that same thing on these bird dogs. It's a different angle, so you have to make sure that you're really paying attention to what's happening. Now, you can do these without thinking about anything and do this number right here, right? And really not get anything out of it. I mean, you'll get something out of it, but not really the most bang for your buck at all, right? So make sure that you are keeping everything tight. Flex that heel towards your face. You see what happened to my foot when I did that. I got more of my glutes involved. I'm trying to push that heel to the wall behind me. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blade. You saw my arm came down a little bit. I'm going to bring my head to a neutral position. I'm going to suck my belly button in. I don't know if you saw those changes. I'll do it one more time. So this is everything. I'm just kind of balancing on this hip right here. My arm's not really doing anything except for preventing me from falling on my face. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to flex my foot. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blade. I'm going to bring my head up and I'm going to suck my belly button into my butt, into my spine, okay? Now that puts me in a pretty darn aggressive position to help teach my body how to work the glutes, abs, and the lats at the same time, okay? So you're gonna do 5 rounds of that. Now, if you wanna add some rounds to it just to really drive the nail home, this is one of those workouts where you can definitely do that. I would not recommend doing the good mornings with weight just yet. You wanna make sure that your abs tight and your glutes are tight. Make sure that you are really working on that hip hinge as intentionally as possible so that whenever you're going about this, if someone were to put a PVC pipe on your back while you were also holding your PVC pipe on your back, if that made any sense. And what you're going to do is just, everything ought to be in alignment as I'm doing that, right? I ought to be able to stop, put that thing on my back, and I ought to be in the same, there we go, I ought to be in the same position that I was when I had that bar on my back, right? So abs tight, glutes tight, all those good things, I ought to be able to switch that and be in the same exact position, okay? I squeeze my butt cheeks to come up from the top. One last note on those good mornings. Think about it like this. This is the center of my body. If I'm doing a good morning RDL, hip hinge, I'm sticking my hips back. You see the center of gravity is still right over my feet. I'm going to squeeze my glutes. I should end up in the same spot. If I'm leaning over from my, let me grab it this way. If I'm leaning over from my lower back, everything comes undone, everything's on my feet, and I come back up, that's all on my lower back, okay? Remember, whenever you're doing one of those, your hips are going to shoot straight back. Everything else is just following the hips. I'm just squeezing my glutes, making all those good things happen. On these RDLs, these good mornings, you don't want to lock your legs out because, not because it's wrong, but because we want to focus on moving those hips. Just relax those things as you go down. Relax those knees. Think about your shins being completely vertical the whole time. You can see a slight bend in my leg, and that's exactly what I want. I don't want to bend too much, because now that's turning into a squat, right? As I stick my butt back, I don't want to push my knees forward because that's still going to wind up right here. When you get to the end of a good morning, an RDL or hip hinge, it ought to be right here in the hams and the glutes, okay? Squeeze those glutes, come back up to the top. So like I said, that's 5 rounds, 15 good mornings, 1 minute, 30 seconds forward on the arm circles, 30 seconds backwards on the arm circles. and then 30 seconds each side on those bird dogs. So this one's going to tax a lot of your midline as long as you're being intentional. If you're just kind of going through it for the sake of going through it, you may not get anything out of this one, which means you need to go back and really check everything, because this one ought to make you sweat, right? So go ahead and do that. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have any troubles with it, leave it below in the comment section. Subscribe so you know when the next video is coming up, and we'll see you guys later.